issue 3 of Once and Future. It's kind of a hard name to remember. I think it's weird. I'm really loving the Global Comics app, and it was a long day yesterday, and I was sitting down with my cup of tea and a few cream crackers, and I was looking forward to reading this third issue more than anything. Like, I'd sit there, my wife would be watching something on TV, and I now find I'm reading comics again, and it's down to this app, like, because there's so much stuff on there, and I've got a nice big tablet. But this is the book I guess I'm focusing on at the moment. Mainly the art, like I said before, is phenomenal. Like, really incredible. Like, look at that image there. Like, there's King Arthur and some of his knights, and they're it's weird. This is confusing because this is not Excalibur. It's a lesser sword or something that the grandmother explains. So I'm not really too sure about that. I don't know if I need to start kind of doing some extra research on this book to understand some of it. But the third issue, this is going to be a short video because I don't have too much to say. I was expecting a lot in the third issue, but I think within 4 pages they let me see if I can go back here. Within 4, the last issue had ended where it looked like there was going to be a big kind of showdown between the granny and the son, or the granny and the grandson, and Arthur and his knights. But essentially, the grandson just starts shooting at them with this gun, which is ineffective. And then the granny drops some kind of magical bomb, and they've escaped. Like, so it's kind of an issue where I think they had built it up, and then the excitement was gone very quickly. And then really most of the issue is, I guess, bringing in this girl character here who was the grandson's date on the first issue. I think she's some kind of professor or something like that. Nice shout out to Clifton in Bristol. I've been there a few times. It's a really lovely place. Like, so I was kind of surprised to see that. But I'm not liking the granny. Like, here she is pulling the gun again on someone else to get them to do what she wants. Like, but I think at this stage, considering what the grandson has seen, like, she doesn't have to be pulling guns on everybody to get them to do stuff. Like, so I'm just silly vibes off that granny all the time. Like, but yeah, essentially this issue just feels like a removing of the pieces, like a reshuffling of the pieces, and like a kind of a setup issue for what's to come. But in fairness, it does actually, the artist Stan Moore, like, he does some incredibly beautiful looking women. Like, that's fantastic. This female character is stunning. The colours are amazing. I don't know who the colorist is, but the colours are just perfect. Bit of a Harry Potter vibe off this. They go to an old I think it's an old cathedral or an abbey or something where the first king of England was crowned king or something, and that's kind of this portal into, or it's a gateway into, because they're jumping in and out of worlds. That's what I'm starting to understand here. But essentially, yeah, it's just setting stuff up. But it does end, they manage to get to look in on the other world where Arthur is about to pull this sword out, and then you see Arthur's final form. Really cool. I thought he was going to become fully human, but he's not. He's obviously going to stay in that state there. And you kind of come to think, like, with all of his organs exposed there, he could be, like, why would you wear armor and you've got all your insides are kind of exposed to the world, and you don't cover that with armor? Like, now, unless it's magic protecting him, but it just seems a bit kind of an Achilles heel, isn't it? But an Achilles belly maybe, or something like that. Like, but essentially it is a cool design. Maybe kind of doesn't make a little bit of sense. And this lady who I thought was the mother of the grandson is not. This is her son here, and like, I think he's like playing the role of Galahad, and he's going to be like Galahad to this the King Arthur risen from the dead. Like, so essentially the ending is quite cool. Like, the granny's like, I'm just gonna blow this guy's head off with a sniper rifle, which, that was kind of cool. That was probably the coolest moment in this whole issue. Fairly underwhelming. I wasn't liking the granny up until this point. I'm not feeling the confidence that this granny, like, I don't know, well, like, she must be in her 60s, not her 70s maybe, and she accurately shot the grandson's ear in issue 1, right? Just graze him intentionally. I just don't know if somebody in their 70s could do that. Like, I know my mother couldn't. She's in her 70s, and my mother-in-law as well. But now she's whipping out a sniper rifle. So yeah, it's a bit kind of crazy, but I'm still hanging in there, still enjoying Once and Future, and yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.